It all starts with your divine purpose. It requires certainty. You can be doubtful about your destiny and about your purpose and walk in your destiny. You have to be certain. Have you ever wondered how to create prosperous, wealthy business? What if I told you that there are 10 principles that you can implement right now in your life and in your business to create wealth that you desire? Like, first of all, I think it is important for us to understand what is wealth so we can understand the principles a little bit more. And if it is you, if you think about how do I bring more abundance, more wealth, more money, more ideas, and not just money, because wealth is not money, but how do I create this foundational wealth for universal wealth principles that will sustain my business for generations to come? I invite you to stick around with a series, How to Create Wealth Principles. There are 10 of them. And today we're going to talk about the principle number 1. But before we dive into the principle number 1, I want to give you all of them. I want to give you the list of principles of wealth creation that I will follow in this series. So you're going to have a roadmap. You're going to have a roadmap where we're heading. And the first principle is divine intention. What is the purpose of your life? And it is your biggest why, not just for your business, but for your life. Why are you here? What is the purpose of your life? The principle number 2, it is creative wisdom. And it's that aha moment. It is that divine download. And I think every entrepreneur will relate to this when you have this idea, you have business idea, you have creative wisdom, and you kind of know how it's going to play out. You imagine how it's going to play out. This is creative wisdom. Then the principle number 3, it is structure and planning. The principle number 4 is generosity and giving and expansion, because you are blessed. You creating wealth to bless other people, because your wealth, your abundance doesn't stop with you. You are blessed, you are abundant and wealthy, so you can bless other people on the larger scale. The principle number 5 is discipline and boundaries, because every good business, every successful CEO, every successful entrepreneur has clear boundaries. The principle number 6 is beauty and harmony. Beauty and harmony. Your wealth has to be harmonious. If you want to build sustainable wealth, you should have harmony in your wealth creation process. The principle number 7, it is endurance and resilience, because endurance is required, resilience is required. The principle number 8 is humility, releasing your ego and creating your wealth from the place of your divine alignment, of your divine intention, from your soul desire versus your ego desire, and it's humility. The principle number 9 is the foundation. It's the foundation of your wealth, it's the foundation of your business, it's knowing the foundations of systemizing your wealth. And the last principle is manifestation, is when you apply those 9 principles. The 10th principle is actually the principle of manifestation. When you see your plan coming to fruition, coming to the realization of self-actualization, when you are stepping in that identity, the next level of identity, when you actually have the business, the clients, the wealth, the money, the resources, the wisdom that you desire. So today we're going to start with the principle number 1. And I named this episode How to Create Wealth in a Foreign Country, but we're going to go a little bit beyond that. We're going to talk about the divine purpose, because this is where everything starts. And I would like to share with you practical example from my life and from also what my clients share with me, how to create wealth. And when you understand those principles, you can implement those principles almost anywhere in the world, or you can have a wisdom to understand where you need to be in the world to create your wealth and abundance. But it all starts with your divine purpose, with your bigger why. It goes beyond just your business, why you started your business. It goes beyond your program promise. It starts with you. Why do you exist? And I think, I don't know about you, for me, entrepreneurship is a spiritual process, because let me tell you something. I had 3 careers, maybe 4 at this point. My first career was sign language interpreter. My second career was clinical psychologist in therapy. I spent in behavioral health probably 10 years, working as a therapist, as a clinical psychologist, as a case manager. I also work as a software engineer, so very practical, very analytical. And the 4th career that I'm building as we speak is entrepreneurship, when I coach and teach other people how to create the life that they desire. And it's actually my 4th career, my coaching career, my mentorship career is actually answering that deeper calling. What is the purpose of my life? So, understanding your purpose is probably is the most important question that you can possibly ask on your entrepreneurial journey. Let me tell you something. Let's say you know nothing about other principles, you know nothing about them, but you found the answer why you exist, what is your purpose, why you're here. I can guarantee you that first level, that first higher principle, when you are connected with the divine, and when you connect it with your purpose, and when you connect it with your God's given identity, not the identity that you see on the internet, not the identity how success looks like for somebody else, not the identity for what the world wants us to believe that success is, but your divine identity, your divine purpose, your divine plan. I can almost guarantee you that all the rest of the principles, the rest of the 9 principles, then they will line up. You will find the path to creative wisdom, to structural planning. You will be generous. You will learn discipline. You will find harmony. You will find endurance and perseverance. You will find humility. You will build your foundation, and you will manifest your wealth. But it all starts on the very fundamental level. Now, how do you get there? How do you get there? So, for me personally, I'm a person of faith, and somebody asked me recently on Instagram, Eugene, are you spiritual or religious? And for me, it is actually both. I am spiritual and I am religious. I'm my form of belief, how I understand the Creator, it is Christianity. I am progressive Christian, and that's how I understand the Creator. And when it comes to understanding your purpose, I think it starts with your connection with the divine. Listen, this is how I found my identity and my purpose. I was born in Moscow, Russia. I was born right after Soviet Union. Well, I was born probably a couple of years prior, a year prior Soviet Union collapse. So as I was a child, I was witnessing how old system falls and new foundation actually builds. And also, when I was 13, I had a big spiritual transformation. I found God. My family, they were Russian Orthodox. And I found Jesus in the Baptist church, in Russia, in Baptist church. It was something unheard of. And at that point, my life has changed. At that point, and I think when you're entering that teenage years, like when you're 13, 15, 16, you're starting thinking about who do you want to become? Who do you want to be? People might think about professions. People want to be doctors. People want to be people want to be someone, or at least parents start thinking about okay, you should probably go to a decent school. You should probably find a career that will bring you a lot of money. So for me, I started doing sign language interpreting. And for me, at a time, as I was getting to know the Creator and growing spiritually, I knew at that time that my divine intention, my higher purpose, is actually to build people up. I don't care how it looks like. Clinical psychology, and the first path that opened up for me is actually doing therapy, doing therapy. And before I got into college, I started doing sign language interpreting, helping people, also mentoring my clients as I was doing interpreting, mentoring other interpreters as I was growing in that career, as I was going to college to earn my degree in clinical psychology and start my private practice, and then work at various institutions. But also, when we talk about your divine alignment and your divine purpose, it is not a single event. It is a process. Your identity and your divine purpose can actually be opened for you gradually, step by step by step. And I believe God, the Creator, it will open your destiny, open your identity, and open the intention for your life as you are growing spiritually. Do you have a vessel to sustain your divine destiny? That's the purpose. Do you have that level of transformation that can truly handle the divine destiny for your life? This is the most important question. Now, as I was growing up, as I was growing in my identity, as I was growing in my purpose, first of all, how did I know that it is the purpose? That was something that has been something. Okay, if I were to do something without getting any money for it, what would that be? And for me, it would be building people up, teaching people, helping people, growing people. And I remember when I was probably 16, closer to my early 20s, actually, I had a covenant with myself. You know what? I will be helping people until the day I can't do it anymore. I can't physically do it anymore, and I have to give it up to feed myself and feed my family. So anyway, I was that extreme. And this is how I knew that that was my destiny. And then as I was growing up, the path was opening up for me more and more and more and more. And after graduating college, I had clear vision for my life. Because here's the thing: once you find your divine destiny, once you find your divine why, then you have creative wisdom. So my creative wisdom was okay, I want to build people up, but the way I am, I cannot build it in Moscow, Russia. I need to be somewhere else. It was actually open up for me. I need to move to a foreign country to continue my destiny. And I had a clear vision that I had to move to an English-speaking country at that time. So when I moved here to the United States, so first of all, when you walk in your destiny, if we jump from point one, walking in your divine destiny to manifestation. Here's the thing. Once you adapt God's given identity, God's given destiny for your life, the number 10, the manifestation, the physical manifestation, when it comes to fruition and in your reality, it becomes no-brainer. It becomes almost automatic because you walk in alignment. But for that, what is required? It requires certainty. You can be doubtful about your destiny and about your purpose and walk in your destiny. You have to be certain. So when I landed in Chicago, Illinois, I had instant inner certainty, not knowing. I didn't have all the facts figured out. It was a lot of unknown and a lot of unsafe turns and pivots in that journey when I wasn't quite sure how it's going to work out, because my visa at the time did not allow me to stay in the United States permanently. I would have to leave, right? Also, I did not have a lot of money. I did not come here with thousands and thousands of dollars. I had very limiting savings. I had an apartment in Russia that my mom was handling, and like maybe just a little bit of income from that, but it was not nearly enough to sustain my life here. So a lot of unknowns. So picture this. Successful career in Russia. I was clinical psychologist. I was doing my private practice. I was working for the school of the deaf, deaf school. And I was also working with the University of the Art for people with special needs as an interpreter and as a clinical psychologist there too. So I had my career figured out. So I was working my destiny and my purpose there, but there was more. And when I landed in Chicago, Illinois, I knew that there was more. And on top of certainty that it is happening for you, no matter how hard it is, no matter how challenging it is, on top of certainty, you have to have faith. And I have faith that it is my destiny, that it is my time, that I should act now. So I started working with my lawyers, and I started going through my immigration process. And what do you know? When you walk in your destiny, then the steps, like the Bible says that the steps are already ordered. So like, guess what? My lawyer said, hey, like it's a lengthy interview process. You're probably going to wait for 3-4 months. Then you're going to have an interview. You're probably not going to get your asylum during your interview, because I applied for asylum because like in Russia, for example, religious minorities like Baptist, Pentecostal, Protestants, it's a persecuted group. As a gay man, I couldn't just be in Russia, and like certainly two things at the same time. Like it was not just doable for me in Russia. So I created my story, and my lawyer said, you know what? Well, for right now, we just have to wait. So we didn't have to wait for 3-4 months. My interview was actually scheduled a month after. So I paid the lawyer, we went through the interview, and then after that, there was probably one of the darkest seasons in my life, because it was just unknown. I've done everything that I could possibly do in my life. I've done every single step. I've done every single action that I was divinely, intuitively instructed to do. So the deadline, so I had an interview about October, and the deadline, the 90 days was in December. So the deadline came and nothing. I did not hear anything. The holiday were around the corner, like things like that. So my asylum case was actually approved on December 19th, right before Christmas, but I did not get my paperwork until later in January. And I remember it was late December, right before the New Year's Eve, and I messaged my lawyer and said, "Hey, the deadline is right here. So what do we do?" And he said, "You know what? It's a holiday season, and get back with me after New Year's Eve, and I will reach out to the office. I will talk to the office and see where you at." And guess what? After the New Year's Eve, I did not like. I knew for sure that, like, okay, now my life is truly not sustainable, because I need to find a job. I'm in a new country. I am living on a very limited supply, and I have a little bit of cash coming in from, like, that my mom was sending me, and I understood that it was not enough to be sustainable. I need, like, something would need to happen, and I had no control. I had no control in my death. Well, I had control. I could just go back. My mom could just send me money and to fly back and go back to safety and familiar. But I knew that my divine destiny, but that divine intention is actually staying here. And the more I trusted, and that was not easy. Like that, a lot of the time I had to pray for certainty. And you might be wondering, okay, how do I walk in my destiny? How do I walk in my divine intention? It starts with a connection and prayer. And also at a time, after I was doing a lot of spiritual work, I was, and I still am. I was deeply connected with a lot of churches in Chicago, and I was doing a lot of spiritual work. It was my spiritual rebirth and reconnection with the Creator in a way, and deeper understanding the Creator and deeper understanding my destiny. So the paperwork came, and it was approved, and that was hear me out. You might be going through a really difficult time right now, but it is the sign. It might be the sign that your breakthrough is right around the corner. Because let me tell you something. Before the Creator gives you your blessing, when you expand your vessel, when you prepare yourself for divine destiny, the Creator will put you through the test. And often in my life, when I know, through many twists and turns, and I'm almost 40 right now, and I have quite a few moments in my life when I was like, God, I don't know. And like, I don't know how I'm going to move. I don't know how I'm going to live, but God, I have faith in you, because I am out of options. When that darkest hour came, the door has opened. And it happened in my life so many times. Like when I moved to Florida with my fiance at the time, my husband now, and there were 3 months of me not having any job, not landing anything, not landing any offers. And then I landed a 6-figure tech job as a QA engineer. Like, just like that. But it like literally 2-3 months before, it was the darkest night in my life. That was the darkest season in my life. So my car broke. That I bought, like, I did not have enough savings. I did not have enough money. I could barely afford an apartment in Tampa, Florida. But then 3 months later, my job came through. And again, even in entrepreneurship, like, I know so many entrepreneurs have the same story, that you go through troubles and tribulations right before your blessings come through. And this is what I want to walk away with from today's episode. Your blessings, your divine destiny and divine identity and divine intention comes through certainty. You have to be certain about your destiny. Comes with the prayer. You have to be connected with the Creator and do soul searching. And it comes through spiritual work. When you expand your vessel and you do personal work, when you do spiritual work, and then as a as a fourth step, it comes to you actually doing the steps. Sometimes doing the steps, doing the physical work is actually waiting for the right moment to arrive. Sometimes like waiting is not doing nothing. Waiting is preparing. And maybe in your business right now, you have to wait. You put in the work and you have to wait. And this is a different season. And waiting is an action. Waiting is an action. Or maybe you've done waiting and you see the signs and you need to execute, and you need to tap into your creative wisdom. You need to create structure. You need to be generous. So like if you have wealth, if you have abundance, and you are not generous, you're not blessing other people, but you're hoarding this abundance. You're afraid of losing. So you are calling in lack. You're calling in you're calling in the direct opposite what is meant for you and for your divine destiny. Do you have harmony in your business? You built your business that's working. You are making a lot of money, but it feels harder and harder and harder, and there's no harmony. Maybe your personal life suffering. Maybe your mental health suffering. Maybe your family suffering. Maybe there are other areas of your life that right now you have questions about, like how do you align it? Maybe you need to tap into your endurance, or maybe you need more humility, or maybe it's the time to build the foundation, or maybe you are ready to receive the manifestation of your labor. This is what we're going to talk about in the future series of wealth creation principles. But if I were to summarize this episode and give you very actionable steps today to walk away with so you can implement right now: certainty. Have certainty that whatever you're going through life right now, and it's actually for your benefit. And ask yourself, if you're going through trouble and tribulations, what it is in your life and what are you learning from it? If you were implement these lessons that you're learning right now, how much wealthier, healthier, and abundant you would be when you learn those lessons. Prayer, connected with the divine, because I don't know, if not prayer, I don't think I would be here right now. Spiritual work, you have to expand your vessel, because again, your current identity that you have right now may not be able to handle the wealth, the abundance, the expansion of your business and your life that you want. So, and oftentimes when you are expanding your vessel, you have to go through ego death. Your own vessel has to be destroyed. Your own vessel has to go, so you can adopt new vessel. And it's it can be challenging. And again, and sometimes it is the darkest hour of the night before the dawn, before the breakthrough. And also start physically doing the work, implementing and walking in your abundance and walking in your alignment. Now, if you're looking for a mentor, for a coach who can lead you to building your business by design, to build your business with your alignment, and work on your sales skills, work on your messaging, work on implementing universal principles, not just to make more sales, not just to convert more leads, not just for the better marketing, but creating the container that will expand and hold more in the way that you are uniquely designed. I have one-on-one coaching program, and it's for 6 months. If you're looking for your next mentor, like I do, it's a very personalized and customized program, because I understand that every single entrepreneur, every business is divinely made, and oftentimes the one size doesn't fit all, and maybe one size doesn't fit your vessel that you are building right now. So I invite you to look in the show notes, fill out the application. I will review the application and I will get in touch with you. One important thing, when you are providing the link for your social media, make sure that it's a correct link. I would like to connect with you. I would like to talk to you. Also, send me a message on social media and tell me what resonated with you. What of this episode resonates with you, like resonates with your destiny, and what is your biggest takeaway? I wish you blessings and prosperity and walk in your divine destiny and alignment. I'll see you in episode 2 when we're going to talk about creative wisdom. Bye, y'all.